Greetings all, welcome to another edition of Never Let the Machines Win. Today we're going to be adding some auto bed leveling to Geeetech A10M. And first of all, let's say hi to Non-Fam. Thanks for being here again, sir. Since the last time we were here, been a few days, I did some prints. This is the first one I did. He's got some problems under his chin, but actually that's not the first one. That's like the second one. This is the first one. This was with the test filament that they sent and the default stock profile, or the stuff that came on the memory card anyways. And you can see here that it started with the blue and then it started to add some white. It was at about 5 or 10%, I think, about the time that it looks like the blue one clogged up. Because when you look at the back here, if you see it in person, you probably can't see it there because it's white, but well, it was supposed to be gradient all the way up and then be white at the top, go from blue to white, and this should be all lighter blues in between because it mixes it, but which is kind of what this thing's supposed to do. And it's kind of rough in here, so I think that's when it was starving. It was looking for more blue, and it was just giving it the little bit of white it needed. It wasn't giving it the right amount. So I said it looked like he sat in Uncle Jesse's pond where he threw that pond bluing stuff in, but then I did it again and used different filament that was mine, and it worked out better. You still get kind of an abrupt line between the white and the gray, but I don't know why that is, if that's just the way it is, or if that's partly because we're still running original firmware. But you can see that it goes through light, real pale gray, darker gray, and up to full dark gray at the top. I don't know if you can kind of see that in the video. So it came out better anyways. It was more encouraging. Then I threw caution to the wind and printed the true 2-color one. And compared to some of the ones I've seen online on Twitter and stuff, this one came out pretty good. Like, you know, he's got a little bit of chin damage, but that's just overhangs and needing to tweak the cooling a bit to make it work. But generally, it came out really good, and I haven't broken it yet. And then everybody always worries about the cost of doing business on multicolor, which is the purge block. And on this one, because it's only 2-color, it's really next to nothing. And it's interesting to see how they do it, that they go from, you know, it goes from white, and then a little bit more gray and gray. And then it had full gray, and it went on and printed some gray stuff, and then it did white the other way. It's interesting the way this one works, different than others. So, and I was watching it. It was kind of cool to watch. So anyway, that's how far that got. And then tonight, the big goal is to try to do 2 things I haven't done one thing I've probably never done. I've never installed a 3D Touch, which is their version of a BL Touch. But this came with it. I ordered it when I ordered this from Geeetech, but it wasn't, I'm pretty sure it told me, but it wasn't installed at the factory. So we've got the little BL Touch style with connectors, so that's good. So we're going to try and put that on here tonight. Hey, DG, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. After work again? It's after work for me, too. Except my after work was 5 hours ago. And tonight I'm wearing my, oops, wrong way, print and play shirt supporting James and his channel. Just got these off his merch store a week or so ago. Doing okay, sir. been missing streaming, and the last few nights it's been hard because what did Joel stream twice this week? I think kind of cuts into the stream time. So, all right. So let's out of the way. Let's find some tools here. That'd be good. Didn't plan that far ahead. Quite. And of course, I have no one to blame but myself. Lots of bits, no handle. It's okay. I have the handle from a different set over here. Sensing a trend there. So hopefully whatever bits we need, we can pull out of here. It'll be something good enough. That one should work. I'm always watching somebody streaming, I think, it seems. But when Joel's on, I'm usually in the chat doing the mod thing. Oh, one big improvement this week, which you can't see because it's off camera, is I printed a bracket for the iPad so I can see the music even though I can't hear it still. I haven't got that worked out yet, but one step closer. All right, so what I'm going to do is I don't want the forum. Here, let's share the screen so you can all come along for the ride. Oh, don't forget, guys, if you're, let's switch the banner. I guess the music's okay. Nobody's screaming at me, so it can't be too loud. That one. Remember to type hashtag stickers in the chat for a chance to win stickage. 3 limited edition NLTMW stickers will be sent to you. And yes, I'll be sending them this week. Hopefully tomorrow. Might be a stretch, but hopefully. Crap, it is Thursday already. Man, where does time go? DeFancy's good. He was on Shane. You don't know Shane. He's a 3D guy. But same old Shane stream tonight. I saw him in there. And I don't have it here, but DeFancy's been doing some, I don't know if he's been streaming it, but he's been doing some 3D modeling stuff, making objects in Oculus Medium in VR. And he did one, I think it's Rodan. I don't know, it's a Godzilla character. And I printed it on the Saturn forum. It's sitting on the stairs to go up. I gotta put it out in the sun for a little while tomorrow. Let it just touch up a bit more, but it's pretty close. He'll be excited. He'll probably come and grab it tomorrow. That's the way, sir. Because my viewership is so exclusive, you have a good chance. And non-fam's already won, so. Okay, let's just screen share a little bit here. this up on screen so you can kind of see what I'm doing while I'm talking in the other. Hey, Chi-Town Dake, how are you doing? Oh, the test print. Sorry, I'll do a quick rerun because talked about it a bit earlier already, but I'll do a quick rerun. Okay, I'll tell them that, DG, for sure. Quick rerun, and I'll get me on the big part of the screen so you can see it. This was the first print we got off it. This was a week ago or so now. And this was supposed to be a gradient from dark blue to white filament because this printer runs 2 filaments and it blends them in the print head. So it looks like the blue jammed up, and it was jammed. It jammed up about here or somewhere around there. And then it's kind of rough in here, if you could see it close up. It's kind of rough because it was starving for filament, but surprisingly it finished. And then as it went up, it got better and it printed off fine at the top. But it looks like he sat in a puddle of blue dye. Then I ran it again with 2 different filaments. The first one's just the test sample, and I was almost out of white. So I wasn't out of blue, not surprising, because it jammed up. But this one was white to gray. And you can see it kind of starts to gray, and then there gets a really abrupt change. I don't know why. And then it kind of does the gradient thing, more gray, more gray, more gray, till it's full gray at the top. So that one worked all right. Then I got brave and did this one, which is just a 2-color sample on the card, and it did really well. And everybody always complains about the size of the purge tower. Well, for this one, the purge tower is very small, so this is waste, and it's really like next to nothing. So I was pretty impressed with that. So now, and this is all with the stock firmware. Those were all done with the stock firmware. It came from the factory. And so now, tonight we're going to install the automatic bed leveling unit. They call it a 3D Touch. It's a clone of the BL Touch. People that created the first ones, or at least marketed the first ones. So that's where we're at, man. And reminder to everybody, do what it says at the scrolling at the bottom. Just type # stickers in the chat wherever you are, and it'll add your name to the draw to win a set of 3 stickers at the end of the night, and I will send them to you wherever you live on the planet Earth, of course. No terrestrials. So, or extraterrestrials? Whatever the word is. It's late. After 10 o'clock here, so. All right, so we're going to jump over to their website here. I'm going to jump over there to that window. And I'm going to go here, and seems like there was a link to this before. I don't want their software. Special page. What the hell is that for? Oh, and there we go. Download. This is the place I was before. We go to the A10M. We have a guy in our 3D printing community, and his business and his name and everything is Alien 3D. So I got to keep that, you know. I do kind of know where he lives, so I could send him stuff. But he's on this planet. So far, at least he was. Okay, we're going to skip all the manuals because I hope we're already past that. And I've kind of studied ahead for this one, so we'll see what happens. So I'm supposed to grab the firmware toolkit under related software. Which is not where it is. What's up here? I like it when it's not even what it says it was going to be, though. When I check this ahead of time, I made notes and the notes are incorrect. Go figure. Okay, well, let's go with that thing. Rats. Oh, okay. I don't want their easy print stuff. I just want the firmware tool. Let's go under this one. Let's go with the Windows one, just for fun. It's downloading. This is good. Now we're gonna grab the back here. You probably couldn't see what I just did there because it opened in a new window. All right. Well, I'm going to go with how do I know what I've got? Really? Oh, I can figure it out. I took a picture because when we were on that night, somebody wanted to know what the board was in it. Okay, man. Get some sleep. Get some well-deserved rest. Take it easy, sir. See you again next time. Okay, so let's go. Where did I put that picture? I posted it, so it's in photos. It was a little while ago, so it's before that. Oh, it has been a while since I streamed. Well, since we did this stream anyway. That's the other one. I'm sure I posted it on Twitter for, there it is. How will I know which board I've got? I can't see it. It's under the cables. Monsters. Well, that wasn't this. That was something else entirely. Isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe that was the Delta that we did the board on. Darn. How am I supposed to get around that problem? Maybe it'll figure it out. Let's be brave. Nope. Where tool evaluation copy. All right. Too many monitors, man. Too many monitors. Which versions have they got now? Rats. They're all newer than these. Well, how do we know what board we have? I have to open the damn thing up. Hopefully it's only these two screws in the front. But I know better. Well, maybe. See if we can figure this out. I will see if it doesn't say what it is on the board, I'm not going to know which one's which. Really? Why the hell? Oh. Dough heads. So why did they put a screw under there? You can't get to it. Ah. But I can. Still functioning. Wow, it'd be really handy if these orange handle ones had a ball end instead of a straight end. Use the others. All right. Time to take another picture. Everybody smile. This is a GT 2560 version 3, according to the markings on the board. Take a couple more pictures at different angles while we're here. Save having to open it up again. If we need any more info later. What that header's for. LED. That's for a set of header pins. Interesting. All right. Okay. It is get that downloading while we're standing here. Perfect. Good stuff. Chi-Town Deke. Yeah, stop in anytime. I know. A Geeetech board inside a Geeetech machine. Who'd have thunk it? How's Hammer of Doom tonight? How you doing? Sorry. Hammer of Doom. That sucks. Sorry.
I can't do those kind of voices.
All right, let's jump back over here and look for the one that we have for this. Version 3 with support for the 3D touch. we're going to go with that one because it looks like it's the most likely for us. Because we have a version 3 board with the and a CH340, whatever the hell that is. Think of that as being another board, but I didn't see it in there. Box isn't that big. And we'll extract that to beside the other one. And that should take care of that. Rebuilding an ender, perfect. I'm kind of doing that too. This is an ender clone. I guess I would be sad when we started cloning the clones too much, but it seems to be the way to do it. Now here's a dumbass design problem. There's a get rid of that screen for a minute. There's a, probably can't see it, but there's a cable here that comes up for the Z end stop. And it just kind of like tucks out under the edge, but oh, wait a minute. If I put the thing on with the writing going sideways, like it was probably meant to be, maybe I stand corrected. Oh, but that doesn't work. They did put a slot in for the cable. All right, can't blame them again for that. All right, that's good of them. Kind of did it anyways. Turn it a bit. Yeah, that'll work. Put a couple of these back in. Hey there, Jerry. How you doing tonight? Thanks for stopping in. Another reminder to everybody, if you put pound stickers, hashtag stickers in the chat, whatever platform you're on, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, wherever, you have a chance to win 3 limited edition NLTMW stickers. I will send them anywhere on the planet. I haven't sent any out yet. I gotta get to the post office again. Things are under lockdown. Sorry, officer, I'm just going to send free stickers to people around the world. Pretty sure they wouldn't even believe that. I might have to do some more answering questions. Not that they're officially stopping people, but I'm kind of feeling that if you got in an accident right now, your insurance company would with no good reason. Your insurance company would probably have a good reason not to pay out. Oh, Jerry's in the draw. Good man. Okay, so we know which board we have now, so that'll make this go smoother. So if we jump back to here, and I go to the screen where I can see it. Get rid of that one so I can see what's going on. And then my notes say, run the toolkit, which is over here. Downloads. And exe. We'll go with that one. Okay, we can stop sharing that one. And we can stop screen share, and we can share window. Yeah, that one. Now, I guess we should plug this thing in pretty soon. That might be a good idea. Okay, what do we got? We've got okay, hook up the USB, give it some power. Sorry about the fan noise, gang. It's a noisy hobby that we have. It says connect to remote end was successful. I didn't notice if it said that before or not. Not sure what it said, so is there a way to test that? Nope. It says set the COM port. Let's go to device manager and see if we can see that just real quick. Yes, Chi-Town Deke. Yes, this is the software for the they call it a 3D Touch. It's the clone of a BL Touch, the original one. I have one of those. I believe that's what's on. I think there's a real one on this CR10S5. But that's not its biggest problem. It's got other problems. So yeah, the tough part there was I had to figure out, because this machine has been sitting around for over 2 years here, waiting to be put together. I had to look to see what version of the board I had in it, so we just took the cover off and checked the number on it. And it wasn't the oldest one. There was older ones, maybe one older, but anyway. The current version of this is apparently, it says CH340 is on COM5, right where it doesn't think it is. So we'll set this to 5 because Windows thinks it's on COM5. So let's go with that. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. And then we're supposed to drag the firmware that we already downloaded. It's a hex file, so that's good. And it's supposed to drag it there. There it is. Great from local. What do you think? Oh, looks like it's going to reboot. Now, did it really reboot? Or is that it doing its thing? The screen, which I can't show you because the camera doesn't see it, is switching between Marlin and the ready screen. So how do we know when it's done? I did not think it would be that fast. We're now at Marlin. See, there's the other thing. We're gonna have to do some looking for some newer stuff for this, but we're at Marlin 1.1.8 right now. And I don't know, did I have what it was before? Probably. I know I fill this camera with all kinds of stuff. That's bad. That's it. Was I smart enough to get the screen before? Yeah, it was 1 point. That's what it was before. You'd think it would put new firmware in, wouldn't you? Huh. Well, I guess we're just going to have to try it and see if it drives it into the bed or not. Because it seems like it did it, but there was no fanfare, no, hey, yeah, we did it. Nothing. Just do that again. Let's clear it. See, it's kind of stuck. Like nothing's really doing anything. You know it, sir. Hey, DG was in here a few minutes ago asking about you. So he said hello. So I said hello for him. He was just finishing work and going to sleep. So, but he was asking about you. And I told him that you were on earlier watching Shane. So trial and error is the way we do everything here. You know that. I just wish I had any confidence that what I was trying was actually working. Because I can't seem to clear this. I can't. Nothing seems to do anything. Well, let's see if it's in the menu. I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay, something's weird because it's still at risk of wrecking everything. Let's just reboot the whole thing. If it comes back and says it doesn't know what it is, then I guess we know. It's weird. It's toggling between the Marlin screen. I don't want that. I want it to just let me do my thing. I'm thinking that's a bad thing. What's everybody think? Let's restart this stuff and see if that makes a difference. Living on the edge. Their firmware tool. Run that. Yeah, we just lost the screen share. And we're gonna go here. This is where my depth of knowledge is shallow. I think I've only ever upgraded one machine ever, and it was a long time ago. We go to COM5 because we know that's where it is. I believe it's still there. And device manager says it's still on COM5. Everything is good to go. Let's select you. Select just lets you open something else. So if I do go from local here, you'd think that it would be doing something right now. And all it does is alternate with Marlin and the screen. and Marlin in the screen. That's really not cool. Let's see if I can go find the video where I watched them do this. Tuba view. I'll watch the one right from Geeetech where there's no words to mess me up. Plug it in. Plugged in through a powered hub, but it recognizes it. It's only moving software. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Plug it in. Go there. Grab the toolkit. For Windows, which I did. And then go to the A10M spot, which we did. Find the firmware that matches our hardware, which we did. 3D Touch. Run that. Connect to the right COM port. Drag the firmware, which is 1.18. Yeah, we don't get all that. Okay, hold on a minute. That would make sense. That it's not going to update anything while it's running. Really. Sorry. Thanks, man. Okay, let's try that. Let's rerun their software because it's probably confused, as I obviously am. Glad you're here to steer me the right way. They don't mention that in the non-verbal version from Geeetech, so. It makes sense. You don't want the board running when you're trying to update it. Hey man, it's my first day. Share that again. No, not Eureka yet. Don't get ahead of yourself, sir. Okay, let's try again. See? No, I'm just not sure what port it's on. I know it's on 5 when it's running, but what is it when it's off? And what am I going to bugger up if I just wing it? That's a good question. How do you get it to recognize the COM port? Without power. Bluetooth. That's the other thing. This machine's got like, I don't know, probably a dozen USB ports on it altogether. Probably close to that. Yeah, at least 12 of them in there. Each camera's on a separate card with either 2 or 4 on it. Well, that's just not quite doing what I want. Versus Basement did a real BL touch. That's not going to quite help me. Send it. Yeah. Hey there, Auto Drop 3D. How's things tonight? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I felt kind of bad for Joel last night. He had the people that made that machine in the chat, and they were like, yeah, do whatever. Just see what happens. It's like they almost didn't even know how their own stuff worked or the dangers in using it. And, told them to just, throw it in the microwave when it's still wet. I'm like, my brain says pottery has to be dry before you fire it, but maybe you need the moisture to make that little imaginary thing work. I don't know. But this guy's installing the software. Oh, he's doing it the hard way. He's not using their thing. He's doing it through You didn't see Joel's video, his stream last night? Yeah. It was rough. In the end, then everybody in the chat, well, not everybody, a lot of people in the chat started like giving him shit for not doing it the way they said. Well, there was probably 50 to 100 people in the chat all throwing different stupid ass ideas at him. And he doesn't know who knows anything about pottery. And this machine is a Kickstarter. It's brand new. They haven't even built any yet. It was a hand-built machine. Probably the only one they have, or one of very few. And they sent it to him. And the instructions were poor, apparently. There were instructions, but they were not at all vetted or finished or, said, oh, by the way, be careful. And then he did what they told him. He put it in the microwave, and it blew up. It blew a hole in the side of itself because there was still moisture in it. And then everybody started saying, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. And the extruding system is neat. It's kind of cool, like the way it works. And unfortunately, I was concentrating on the chat. I wasn't watching what he was doing, but the pattern that it made looked pretty cool. I thought that was pretty neat. I don't know exactly how it did it, but it looked like it was woven. It was really cool. It was a nice texture and everything. And it would have been neat if it would have worked, but But then it got to the step like, okay, you've printed this, what do you do? And apparently the instructions were useless. And my understanding, my very limited understanding of pottery is you have to dry it for days before you put it in a kiln, because otherwise it blows up. Because the moisture inside expands and blows the thing apart. And go figure, that's what happened. But it wasn't my place to say any of that stuff. And some people were saying that in the chat, and some were saying, and then the guys that made the thing were saying, no, just go ahead, just send it, just do it. And then it blew up, and he was frustrated, and I don't blame him. And everybody was like yelling at him like he did something wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. There was no instructions to follow. And there certainly wasn't any safety notes about, oh, by the way, this thing might blow up in your microwave. So I think he'd had enough, and he did the wise thing. Shut her down. All right, this is going to be impossible to do without power, because it's not pulling enough power, I guess, from the... How can I get better power? So I'm using it on a powered hub, which may be part of our problem. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. And not too far away. Fortunately, that's going to be the end of this camera. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go move that. I was terrible. And I suspect there might have been a language barrier between the guys that made it and Joel and people in the chat, but still. Several times they said, just do it. Just basically saying, see what happens. My idea of a professional product that they were in the final hours of their Kickstarter, and I'm sure several people canceled their orders if they saw that. Probably wisely so. Okay, I'm going to lose that camera for a second. For a while. Let's try if we can get it to go forward. Should run a good cord over here. So I have a main line at least. It says, hey, you unplugged the camera. Fortunately, it's also the one we need for this. All right. Yeah, it's hard to say. I used to know somebody that did that, and her stuff. She had like a room in their garage, built in their garage for all her stained glass and pottery stuff. So, okay, it still doesn't show up. All right, well, let's try it again. We'll give it power this time. If I got to lose. I may have already cooked things, I don't know. There's no bypassing power to the board, so that's probably good. Yeah, Hammer of Doom, and how many days did the pottery stuff from the time it was formed have to sit to dry? Typically. I don't think it was 5 minutes in a microwave. Yeah, dry it or it explodes. Exactly, and that's what happened. The thing blew a hole inside of itself, big enough to put a pencil through. And it was just a little tiny cup anyway. So, yeah. And it was, I mean, even when it was happening, but certainly looking back at it now, it was concerning. You know, it's on COM6. It was concerning that the people that made the thing, that were the representatives in the chat, didn't seem to understand the technology at all, like the basic science of pottery. It's like they built this machine for squirting out stuff and didn't seem to know the other side of it. Or it may have just been the person in the chat didn't have that knowledge. That might have been a marketing person, but still, they should have reached out to somebody else in their company and said, oh, wait a minute, don't do that. You might get hurt. Yeah, it did look like a bullet hole. And it looked like an inside job. Because it kind of was, because the people that made it told them to do it. But yeah, Jerry, you can't really say much. My first Prusa Mini was ordered at ERF 2019, and it got here. That's October, right? So, and it got here. Well, I streamed it like a week or two after it got here, week after it got here. So you can go back and look. It was after Christmas sometime that I got it, as I recall. Yeah, it sat for days to do that stuff. They were exploring it all right. 8 weeks, yeah. What are they? Do they still have the chart or the part of their website that lets you look up how far down the list you are? I found that to be within a week accurate when the last ones I got, the 2 mini pluses. One of which is running right now. The other one is not. It's sitting there unplugged right now because there's nowhere to put it right at the moment. All right, I'm going to do this one more time, then I'm going to have to go learn some more, and that'll be it. But let's just try it one more time. Because, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that it's not powered on and running at the time I try and upgrade it, sort of. But I'm not really positive. So let's just try it one more time. It's working. Maybe it's the USB being too far away. It doesn't like the hub. Oh, it'll always say back ordered on your invoice, I think, until it ships. But if you go on, have you seen the part on their website? Well, here, let's just go there. What they usually have, seems we've got a few minutes to figure this out. Let's go to if it'll do it when I don't have a current order, but let's find out. It's under actually it's the eShop. It shows you, it gives you a link to it, to a chart where they have like the, if you ordered on this date, we should ship it on about this date kind of thing. Forget where it is. There's support. Maybe somebody's back yelling in the chat in the other window saying, no, it's over there. Oh, is it done? Woohoo, we're done. Flash verified. So yes, I guess that's a Eureka. And that's that. Hey, Jerry, can you shoot me a note on Twitter? And I'll look it up when I'm done here. And I'll send you the link to when I find it. Because they usually have a running total of, like, if you ordered, and it's usually the thing that's backed up the most. Usually it'll say, like, for a Mark III or whatever kit, it's so many weeks, and it's just kind of general. But when there's something that's really backed up, they kind of, like when I just got mine there a month or so ago, it was, you know, if you ordered it on this date, then we'll probably ship it around the start of this week or sometime this week. And it kind of gave you like a 1 week window when it was going to get shipped. And it was pretty close. See, hive mind. Shortening the cable. Don't use a USB. Even a powered hub. Really, like, come on. The only thing on it that's really running is maybe not even the mouse. Stream Deck, maybe. But, yeah. Usually, if you go to your page where it says it's back ordered, if you go to the very bottom of that page, I think there might be I might have seen a link there before, but it may only be visible to people that have active orders. I don't know, but I can probably go look. Hey, how's Carl tonight? Knack 3D Designs. Army of Orange, I know, and I'm wearing, I guess we can close that now. I'm doing print and play today. Just got this. Just ordered it from his merch store. Got to support the man. Hope his back is feeling better. He's been in a lot of pain lately, so. Army of Orange. I know I'm not wearing orange tonight. I can't wear orange every day because I don't like doing laundry. So, you know. All right, so theoretically, let's go back to my to-do list here, seeing as that seems to have worked. Rid of that. Go back to my list of stuff I got in my steps. Did that. So now we're down to wire the sucker in. I like my notes. Adjust height so it works. Ain't number one, pal. Marlin 1.18 from 2017. Not at all current, but hey, we'll take it. It'll do for today. We'll have to do some looking and see if we can get Marlin 2 into this and that helps anything. Once it works, I don't really care. I know. Now look, I don't own enough orange and A10M baby shirts. There's, I own at least 3 or 4 of them. 3 orange, a gray one, a black one. I haven't worn the black one in a while. I'm tired of wearing black. How's the CR30s doing? Man, I had my finger on the button to buy one when it was a Kickstarter. And then I was like, I just don't have anywhere to use it and don't really need it. Didn't have a business use for it at the time. And I bought printers just on a whim before if I kind of half-assed had an idea what I was going to do with it. And then those things didn't pan out. CR10S5. But I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And then when Pooch did the deal through his thing, I was like, I could support Pooch too. That'd be a pretty good thing to do. And I sat there and talked myself out of it again. So okay, I only know what one of those is. I don't know what the second one is, and I won't even pronounce it wrong. We should make a Godzilla shirt. You don't even have one. Go to my website. They're on sale. I don't even know if the buy links are working. I think I've got them all shut down to out of stock or whatever. Because I haven't made any in a long time. For those that don't know, that's my youngest spawn that wants a shirt. Okay, so we are at the stage where we have to shut this thing down. Switches upside down, switches upside down. You can plug this. Can I reach it? No, can't reach it. Oh well. Let's have to do without that camera right now. Oh, have you got one too, Mike? Oh yeah, it's perfect auto injection for your stuff. They just roll off the end. Yeah. Yeah, once you have it queued up and everything, it should be pretty neat. I really, as simple as it is, I really like the way Pooch mounts them on the wall with his rep box mounting system. I thought that was pretty smart. The thing doesn't care where, you have to be a little bit careful, I guess, with overhangs differently that way. But, if you're making things that it doesn't matter on, it should be pretty simple to modify your design a little bit. And they just fall off into a bucket, onto a foam pad or whatever you need, a towel, something. Some damage in shipment, a few with warped beds, and a few people that just can't grasp bed leveling. Every once in a while, I make the mistake of scrolling through the Facebook groups for different printers. And everybody, even on resin and everything, everybody's like, well, you gotta level the bed every time. It's like, man, I got printers, I haven't leveled the bed in over 2 years. My Saturn, I put the Wham Bam sheet on it before I ever used it, leveled it once, and it printed, it's on its 3rd print today. I never, especially on resin where you're sitting up off the thing a bit, if it's not quite level, as long as it gets good enough to get the light to the right place, it doesn't have to be perfectly evenly flat. It can be off, a little tiny bit. It'll be all right. And on FDM stuff, even less so. Like, I'm spoiled because all the Pruses have got auto bed leveling, but even the other ones, like, I don't do a lot of manual bed leveling. I'll do, if it starts to look not quite right, like on the purge line, I do a three lap purge line. And I kind of watch those, and if one looks a little bit thin in a spot, I might touch it up. But I don't do the paper, run it all around thing ever after the first week, probably ever. How do you compare the iFactory to the CR30s, Mike? No, Mike. I'm sure it's trickier because you got a flexible belt that you're trying to level, but I think in some ways a thin raft would be a good idea on something like that. Give you that much better contact area, and just a thin one, like not like 2 millimeters thick or anything. Something thin to level it out. Contact DDX drive, direct drive. Oh, that's right, because it's a Bowden, isn't it? The CR30, everything from them, pretty much most of it. Is that new one? The new CR whatever they're calling it. I can't remember what they call it, or Ender. What is? I can't remember what it's called. I think Joel showed it. Somebody showed it a while ago. Pinching the belt is easier on the CR30. Well, that's good, because that's one I would have bought when I buy one that's kind of bleeding on still. Yeah, you can't. It would be hard to do ABL. Although you're printing on a point, right? Like basically on the you're not on a roller, but like there's only one point. You don't have to move this way the same on the bed. And I mean, just thinking a bit. If you're printing something, if the long axis of the bed, whatever you want to call it, is just up or down a little bit, I don't know how much adjustment it has, but if it's not going to make much of a difference. Yeah, but really, these things have so little to do with actual level. They have to do with parallel. Things have to be parallel for things to work. Like if your x-axis is higher on one side than the other, they call it not level, but it's not really a problem. All these guys, all the rookies on Facebook groups are like, well, if you level the bed, and you can see it's a delamination problem, you know. It's not the bed doesn't change level halfway through. If it does, you got real problems. But, you know, I don't know. As long as you bind the springs down a bit, it ain't going to change a lot. Yeah, you always got to print on a raft. It just takes out so many variables. You don't have to dick with the fine-tuning things. You can just kind of get production going. Sorry. iFactory's a bit wider. Yeah. But I mean, okay, once you've gone to, I mean, those are specialty printers. They're made to print a lot of little things continually or big things that are long, and that's a specialty case. But on this kind of stuff, like I so seldom use the Chiron at 400 by 400, never the 5, but they just, like the time and the potential failure to big prints, you gotta do a bit more work. Bless me, thank you. My dream 3D print build, one that isn't out yet, usually. I don't know. You mean like printer? I pretty much tried all the ones I want. This Delta here, you guys can't see, it's off camera, was on my list of things to do for quite a while. I finally did that. It sat around forever. But as a card-carrying Prusa fanboy, I would kind of like to see what they're going to do with their next one. It's going to cost a bit, but it's a lot of money. So, I've done big. One of these streams will do some work on the S5, but I got to get the Y motor replaced for the S4 that I stole off the S5 before we can do more with that. So yeah, I don't really have everybody's building Vorons now, and there's no bloody way I'm going to spend all the money to build a printer with a print volume that's the same as my Monoprice Mini, whatever it was. That's just a little tiny bed. Yeah, and people worry about leveling those. It's like the thing's like smaller than my hand. You could probably level it by eye. The only problem I had with it was whoever owned it before me had messed up and gouged the fake tack on the top of it. I don't think I ever replaced it. That's a good point. Yeah, I haven't heard much about them at all. That's good. Yeah, it's good that they got everything shipped. I'm always, yeah. One of the business problems with Kickstarter is people tend to undervalue how much money they're going to need to make their product, because they probably most Kickstarters are fresh companies that have never built anything significant before to that kind of volume. And if it goes viral or whatever you want to call it, and they actually get funded at 10 or 20 times what if they wanted 100 grand and they end up at $1 million of money that people have given them, it seems to be hard for them to manage that to finish the run, because they got so many more orders and they were under bidding, like setting their limit low so they'd get funded. And then they always seem to suck at budgeting and getting all the parts together and getting the stuff shipped out. Like, I backed the Revo Point or whatever, the little handheld 3D scanner. It was a couple $100. I thought, okay, I'll give it a shot. I spent lots more money on ones that didn't work worth a shit, so I thought I'll try this one, and hoping that their software will be okay, because that's the catch to all of those. But they're months behind on shipping, and I think part of it is just that they had so many orders that they were overwhelmed and they just can't get it all together fast enough. Yeah, Jerry thinks 400 by 400 by 500 is good. See, I remember the printer that Joel did with that sign printer that everybody bitched about and flamed him about with the really low Z. To me, that's a perfect printer. I've probably not printed, certainly not 100, maybe 50 or less prints that were more than 8 inches, 12 inches high, just because the chance of failure is so much higher, and I don't print stuff that size very often. Like even this, like, it's rare that I might do some vases on here and they might, go tall, but generally height isn't my big problem. It's area. So to me, if they made it, 500 by 500 evenly heated bed, completely heated, not like the Chiron where they put a 300 by 300 pad under a 400 bed, and heat it to the edges so you can use the whole print area, and give me a 200 height instead of 450 or 5, whatever it is. Like, maybe it's almost 5 from here. It's got to be 5. Beside the CR10 has 5. It's the same height. So, but it doesn't. I can't see me using that height very often. But Jerry, you print more like figures and statue type stuff, so it's good for you to have the extra height. Yeah, everybody's all charged up about the Voron Zero, and I'm like, it's like barely bigger than my phone screen size print area, and all that work to put it together. If I'm going to spend all that time putting all those little bolts in everywhere and playing around with all the T-nuts and stuff, I'm going to make something that's 4x4 at least, like Jerry says. Assume they make one that size too. Well, that would be interesting. I hope that they take care of people, especially ones that help them fund their business. Yeah, I mentioned that is a problem to you hairy folk. Yeah, I hear you, man. I got way too much crap too. I'm working on it. All right, so what should we do next? I guess we should just route the wires to this sucker. Quit talking. Get it installed. I really need... Well, they are. even though the resin is messier after the print, the quality, of course, is that much greater. But it seems that right now, I know I shouldn't say stupid shit like this, but touching fake wood from IKEA, I'll just roll wood. My Saturn is doing pretty good. And one of my Mars is doing good. The other one's junk. One of them's good. And I rarely have total failures. I mean, I tend to over support because, you know, taking off support, whether I go like this and take off 3 supports or 20 supports, doesn't really matter. And I'm not worried about fine finishes most of the time. So it's at this point, it's kind of the easy way to do it. All right, let's hay. Rats. There was a bag of nuts and bolts in it that wasn't there the other day. It's not that one. That's the total spares. Should come with that. Here they are. Is there nuts and bolts in there? Yes, there are. Why try? Resin is a different animal, though. One of my sayings lately is resin's not for rookies, that's for sure. I think your 3D printing journey should begin with something like this kind of stuff with the FDM instead. And it's cheaper and not as messy, not as bad for your health. This is the bag that scared me, or not that scared me, it concerned me. Because it had all the little let's drop washers in the keyboard. Had all the ends to do like board header stuff and everything. It's like, no thanks. A tool for that, but I don't think it does ones that small. Jerry, have you reached out to their chat? Like, even late at night, there's somebody there answering stuff. See what they say. This is where all this gets kind of confusing. So, well, the wires just come up through there, that's all. All right. Oh, did you order the one that's totally parts? That's right. I'm not quite sure why those take longer to ship out than the ones that are built. You know, you'd think the ones that are built would take an extra day to put together, maybe, but I imagine it's the extra time to package all of that little stuff. Okay, this is for the birds, as they say. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody do a kit build yet. Oh yeah, I understand why they're behind generally. Plus, COVID's been really hard on Prague. They've had some terrible times with all of that. And I was somebody else yesterday, about how I guess it was today, how much all of the shutdowns and backups and everything is starting to work its way through the supply chains now. We're seeing all kinds of the tech companies that can't get what they need to make their products right now because so many companies were shut down, still are shut down. Like here, it would be a challenge to move stuff. We're still locked down right now. That stuff moves, but certainly not at the speed it does in normal times. And here, if you're waiting for stuff, like Amazon doesn't even guarantee 2-day delivery anymore. It's like it's at least a week is the projected dates for stuff because the government keeps shutting down their warehouses for COVID violations for having too many people sick at work. So it's fun. So yeah, I'm sure all the supply chains, I mean, Amazon's huge. They got, literally thousands of employees at each warehouse to pick from. Or if you're a small warehouse shipping stuff that's coming in from overseas, you're just out of luck, right? So if your warehouse, if 2 of your staff are sick, you're pretty much shut down for 2 weeks. And that's all starting to catch up now. I don't know exactly what caused the big chip manufacturing problem, seeing as that's all pretty much automated. But machines don't get sick. But great idea was this. Oh yeah, never do this. Okay. I'll be able to see it if I look under there anyways. Wrong button. Phillips or teeny tiny out of focus. There you go. Okay, let's do it this way. It's focusing on me. Stupid thing. Don't care about me. It's a picture of the end of the. Still can't tell. The wires we got off the back, I'm gonna pinch. Okay, the Phillips. That's that right off the bat, shouldn't it? Oh, there you go. Well, I hope they can help you out. At least tell you what's going on. I had a little bit of an issue with my last shipments from them, the minis and some filament that I ordered separately. They were trying to tell me that I told them to ship them together. Why would I do that? I had free shipping on the printers and the filament, I believe, or at least on the printers. So, and they'd already charged me shipping on the filament and parts for it later, a couple weeks later. Okay, theoretically that's fine. For now it'll have to work. I'll do some nail polish on it later to keep it lined up. Dumbasses. When you design a bracket, don't line up the mounting screws with the oh man. Alright. Well, there's a couple of problems there that we have to work on. Well, how the heck is that going to work? That's not going to work. Whole thing is below the... Alright. Too late in the day for this standing stuff. I use my sit-stand desk today. Yeah. Just reminds me I've been sitting for a year. Okay, so even at its highest setting, the BL Touch is going to be driven into the board, into the bed. Ay, ay, ay. All right. So how are we going to adjust for all of this problem? Guess we're going to flip the bracket, aren't we? Shoot. What happens if we take those off? Hopefully that's not a nut. No, that's threaded into the case, the housing. Feels like they cross-threaded that one just to make life more fun. Oops. Well, that'll be good. Everybody watch where that went? That screw that fell? Oh, there it is. Luckily it didn't go in the fan. I haven't printed a fan cover for yet. Okay, so let's flip this bracket around because the whole thing, the white plastic part of this piece here, so like if this is the nozzle coming down, it sits like that. It's like the thing's going to drive into the board before the nozzle's going to be half an inch above the bed. NeoPixels. Pixels are cute. Can't say that I haven't bought some and used them on projects. Are any of them running right now? No. Closest I have to cool lights is the ones behind me. They're just colored bulbs, basically. Well, one of them's a hue bloom thing. Have to cover the wall better. But my keyboard on upstairs says the flashing lights is just a cheap Amazon board or keyboard. But every time I see any color except blue is when it reboots and it goes through its pretty flashing disco phase, and then I just say bad words and flip it around. Just don't lose the little tiny washer and stuff off this. This This was not supposed to take this long. I was gonna do it like 6 o'clock tonight. Glad I didn't, because I'd still be fooling around with it now. I'm dead. There it is. See? It's interesting. Well, it's stuck there. The little tiny washer is wedged into the finish on the thing. Okay, so if we do it this way, hopefully we can arrange it so that I didn't realize it was, because that's the wrong way, silly. Get that off of there. Where did that get? I think it's because it's kind of magnetic. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't like the sound of that. Oh, if only there was nothing under the table and it was just laying there on the floor looking up at me. But it's not, and I heard it hit. It sounded bad. Plastic. Well, that didn't quite go back. You have to say that a lot. I heard it hit plastic man, but it's sitting on it. Nope. And so they use the pinout for the BL Touch that they don't use. Interesting. Generally, I'd rather have a BL Touch or something to help me with leveling and keeping things going than pretty lights, but lights are handy if you're trying to film things and that, but yeah. You do like I do. If you need 2, you buy 3. Just in case one doesn't work, or you cook one or something. Then there's always a spare left, hopefully. And my colleagues in production should be shipping your order soon. Most likely in a couple weeks more. With new releases, versions, there is always, yeah, this thing's been out for a long time, but okay. Bit of ironing takes place for the process till I manage through the big queues. Thanks for being patient. Yeah, I dropped a screw on the floor. You know how that goes here. It's in amongst a bunch of stuff and I can't find it. So couldn't have gone far, but it wasn't easily locatable. So we're going to see if we happen to have another one kicking around in here, and I think these are going to be M3s. They're all too big, but let's just see if we get lucky. If not, it'll be running with one for today. I do have 2.5s, but they're upstairs. Well, just because it isn't supported doesn't mean it won't work. Come on now, you know that. Yeah, Jerry. Fortunately, you just gotta wait, I guess, but you might want, like, what time is it in Prague right now? I could ask the A unit, but then I'll trigger everybody else's, but yeah, the OO is just me dropping a screw on the ground that I can't find. Yeah, they'll get to it. Kind of surprised they didn't. Yeah, these are 2.5s. Gosh darn poo. Can I wedge a 3 in there for today? That's worth a shot, right? Don't you dare spill. Just for that hole, all right? 3s will work. I think I'm both the same. Below the budget. Uh-oh. Order some more. Same situation, right? I just used the last of the, what are probably M3 by 12s. And I still have everything else in the box. But try to just buy M3 by 12s. Even in this country, here's my rant for the day, where the metric system became official here when I was in lower public school. So maybe, so I'd be in the 70s. I would have been, I don't know, at least 40 years ago. And we still can't go to the hardware store and buy small metric screws here. They just don't exist. How silly is that? Buy them in big sets like that, same as everybody else does on Amazon or AliExpress. You should probably order up some spares on AliExpress and wait the 2 months to get them. Or the next time I need some, I'll say bad words and order them on Amazon. Sometimes Amazon isn't too bad on that stuff, but for us. Okay, back to the big project here. Get the bracket going the other way. Those wrangled up there. So that'll work like so. The in through there. There you go. Hey there, Dan. How are you doing? How's things going tonight? Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be doing this long tonight, but I had a couple issues. Mostly because I haven't done some of this stuff in a long time. Flashing firmware, using their custom software, which I've never used. And it took a few tries to get that figured out. A few steps they don't tell you. Not surprised. Convenient time to remind everybody. Make sure you put hashtag stickers in the chat, whatever platform you're on. And you too could win 3 limited edition NLTMW stickers sent to your house by me anywhere on the planet. Good chance to use the StreamYard giveaway tool. Yeah, I'm too lazy when it comes to flashing stuff. I just don't. I can't lean out around this, but I don't have my print play shirt. But I tend to let things go until I really need a reason to update the. Like my Mark III has been telling me for probably since before Christmas. Oh, you have to update the firmware. I'm like, no, it still prints good. I haven't done it. So, oh man, put away the screws I need for this. Luckily, they're in my egg tray. I just threw them. I need those to put back on. Nuts. There he is. Hey there. How's Chris Riley tonight? Thank you for stopping in, sir. Yes, everybody, make sure you put hashtag stickers for your chance to win. Selling used cars or something. No, we're not selling used cars. I can imagine the nonsense for that. A car from Canada to somewhere else. What's Mr. Riley doing up so late? I guess it's only 10:45 your time, but still. Things we talked about. See, we just talked about flashing software, and Chris shows up. That's cool. That's not right. We'll fight with it in a minute, but at least it's pointing the right way now, so I won't be driving the plastic part into the bed. With the bracket on upside down in the factory they did. All right, and somewhere on my phone I have a picture of the wiring. Don't give me that don't recognize my face crap. Like I got hit with a chainsaw or anything. Somewhere in here. That other picture I gotta post later. Who's after that? Okay. Be a screen frame. Come on. I know where they go, I just don't remember which way the wires are supposed to be. New Resident Evil game. Oh man. Well, that didn't quite go the way I thought. I wasn't smart enough to stick the picture in the Evernote document. Nope. Safety tip, man. You go to bed at 9 o'clock, set an alarm for 11:45, get up, start the download, go back to bed. Let's see if I finished watching it. There's the part where we put the wires in. All right. Hey, night, Jerry. Take it easy. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping in, sir. Let's just unplug that and make it a little bit easier. Everybody else, I need a bigger table with less stuff. Only I can fix both of those things. Making a bigger table. All right. So take these. That one goes brown out. Yeah. And there's the other one there. I don't see any pins where it says there's pins. All right. Let's use two devices for the same thing. Yeah, that's not the way mine looks. Oh, it is 3 and 2. Okay. Never mind. There is one more pin on the end. All right. Maybe it'll work. Let's find out. Ship it. So white on the right, black on the left. I do not know that. I'm glad I'm not the only one that struggles with audio on a PC. I struggle less on a Mac because there's less options, but on the Windows here, like down here, I use a little Bluetooth plug-in speaker that I don't use as Bluetooth, but just a little cheap speaker when I want to listen to stuff, because otherwise it goes to the headphones. So all I do is unplug the headphone, plug it into that speaker, and I got sound. I don't mess with the settings anymore because I always end up in a bad place with filling my virtual swear jar more. So let's do this light. See if it's got enough batteries left to get me through this. It's a tough thing for me is seeing that stuff. And we said black on the left, right? Black on the left, right? Come on. If it doesn't work, we'll just flip it the other way. So they have 2 pins. All right. We're getting close. Again, theoretically. All the wires that just lay around because they don't really have any way to deal with those. Give some power. Look at my notes again. I do not know that one, Carl. Oh, it's a fancy nose. He's a wizard. Chip off the old block he is. Server settings, click on members. It should give you a total there. Luke knows. He lives on Discord. I've been on his Discord server. All right. Now we're going to play the... Hey, I saw it. It went down and back up. That was pretty cool. Did it go far enough? Let's do that again. Nope. Okay, so we got to take that down a ways. We're going to eyeball it. Always good to just eyeball things. Come on. Look at this. Try to move there. No, wait a minute. It's got to be above the end of the nozzle when it's at rest. So basically there. Right? Using my highly leveling skills, that should work. Can we... deploy? They'll touch. So now if that was... Now, let's just see what happens. Is that helpful, Carl? I know this feeling. I have the same problem. The problem now is we've moved everything to Office 365 cloud and stuff, and you just can't do some of the things you used to be able to do when it was a local server. It just seems like it's... I know it's easier for users, and that's all cool, but for the for the back end of everything, it just seems so much more freaking complicated. Like you have to go to 2 places to do things. So I don't know, it just seems like more work to me. Get caught up on projects. I think we're all doing that. It's the main reason I started doing this again, doing streaming, just to force myself to do stuff. And tonight I got the board, or just yesterday, day before, I got the board to replace for the laser unit. So one night soon I'll be putting that together and putting it in and seeing if I can mess that up some more. I'm sure you just unplug the wires, plug in the new board, and away it goes, right? I'm not saying yes. All right. I don't think so either, but we'll find out. There you go. Kid earns his keep. Good job. Thanks to Fancy, my youngest spawn. 485 members in the CR30 Discord. Cool. AWS gets second. Word. Hear ya. We back up our stuff there. That's it. Our servers there. That's it. I have nothing to do with that. I think the bill goes to my credit card. That's the closest I get to that project. We have other people do that. People that do that. Outside company that takes care of our server stuff mostly. We're out of Windows 10 PC. Go black screen while loading. Circle and only give pop-up errors. And wingding fine. That's cool. Did you shoot video of it? You know, make a TikTok out of it or something. Get something back out of it. Oh, I thought it was Chris that had the problem. It was Carl that had the problem. Sorry. Should really learn to read. Just start over. It's a good time to learn the lesson about backing up your stuff to 3 places. One of them at that point being useless. And hopefully you have 2 more. Okay, thanks a lot to Fancy. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for helping Carl with your Discord help, Discord support, and have a good evening. Get some sleep, sir. You need some. How's the parent side talking? I don't know what an HEVORT build is, so somebody picks up on that one. I think I'm going to want that a bit lower. Just got this feeling. I think that's going to be a better, oops, better spot. All right, Chris, thanks for stopping in again. Have a good evening. Get some sleep, you too. That's just a friend telling you that, not a parent. Try to do Windows Restore, Windows Response, unable to process request. My stock answer is because Microsoft. And you're going to have a hard time getting an answer. Wouldn't be the first time I had to build a machine from scratch. Try and find a boot CD with Windows 10 on it. Do that. I guess I don't want those wires really running like that. Maybe we won't have them running under the roller like that. Let's find some of those custom, not orange, unfortunately, speed ties to pull this up out of the way for now. Keep it from doing anything silly like crunching itself. Hey, Lightspeed, how are you, sir? Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. Everything's going in your part of the world. Okay, you guys, can you guys see that? There's 3 pair of side cutters in that mug. I've never seen, except when I first buy them, I never see 3 together like that. They're usually not in sight at all. What have you been up to these days? I haven't seen you for quite a while. All right. Our next step is, did all that. Just height so it works. That makes sense. Plug it in. I don't know what that means. Did that. Back to the prepare menu. Okay, here we go. Auto home, finger on the power switch when it makes that hellish noise. The pin is out. It always looks bent to me, but okay, Carl, have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the updates on everything. And be safe, sir. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so we did that. Prepare. Okay, now I skipped a bunch of steps that probably made sense when I wrote them. Prepare, move axis, set Z to 0. It's under. Oops. Yeah, let's see what happens. It's way above. That's okay. This is potentially an auto bed leveling routine that I have no idea what it's doing. Oh man, you're not clearing the room. It's just that it's getting late. It's like midnight here where I am, so I've got about another half hour and then I'll be giving up on this if it's still not doing what it's supposed to. Right now, I don't think that I'm supposed to be doing this yet, but well, maybe. Visually check, prepare menu, motion menu, set axis. I didn't do that yet. Because I don't really know what that number should be. They just kind of picked it out of the air. They didn't tell you how you got it. So, but it's doing a bed level, so that's kind of neat. And we're not hitting the physical Z stop yet, so that's pretty good because for some reason it's still plugged in. We don't unplug it. It's kind of weird. Because I suspect that later when unless it's disabled in software now, it's possible. We'll test it later, not in the middle of this. Okay. Now what? Well, where is that menu in my notes? Set Z to 0. Prepare. Move axis. All right. We'll do it that way. Move Z axis. To what? I can't set it to minus. It all goes to 0. What the heck? So what the heck does that mean? It says to set it to minus 2.6. I'll set it to 0. Okay, never mind. Read your own notes, dumbass. Okay, set it to there. Visually check the nozzle height. Yep, it's still above the bed a bit, but that's all right. Better place to have it. And we have not contacted the low point of the thing, so it's safe there. Prepare menu, motion. Ooh, it's a new place. Prepare. There's no motion. Prepare isn't here. Or motion. Motion's under control. Motion. Ah, Z offset to, I'm not sure why minus 2.6, but hey, we'll give it a shot. Have I done a sticker commercial lately? Put hashtag stickers in the chat and you too could win. Oops. Could win. A set of 3 limited edition NLTMW stickers sent to your home by me from Canada Post anywhere on the planet. All you have to do is type hashtag stickers, like it says at the scrolling thing at the bottom. Set that to that. Oh, store settings. Damn it. Where's store settings? Where the heck is that? There's no store settings here. Let's go back to store settings. Heard a beep. That usually means it's good. Prepare home all. All right, let's just see what happens. Prepare menu. Auto home, that's home all, good enough. Okay, let's see what happens this time. Pull up, stick out the pin. Okay. Now, move Z to 0. It's 0. Check level with paper. I got news for you. It ain't anywhere near the right spot, but okay. Hey there, Maker Viking. How are you this evening? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah. All right, let's do it your way. I like the delay on this. That board's got to be really slow. And let's move X. Okay. Okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to take enough tension off that spring. They're little baby springs anyways. Oh, close. Close enough for there. All right. Once I figure this stuff out, I think I'll be making some, or getting some silicone standoffs or something. Enough. The springs are so light. Close enough. Okay, now what? Trying to test. Okay. Let's go back to the, I don't know what's going to happen with this. I think I still have, yeah, just the stock stuff, so. Let's do a lizard just because he comes out cool. We'll have 2 gray and white lizards. I know if I was prepared, I'd, change them around, but. I don't know. I'll be surprised if the thing gets near the bed. Either way, this is the end for me tonight. Oh man, I got several websites that I have to fix. Luckily, none of them pay me, so I don't feel obligated, but some of them, it's been a while. Just go in and do the WordPress updates once in a while. I haven't done them for a couple of months. So anytime they push an update, a big update, a core update, I usually go and update them, but I need to set aside a weekend, or at least one day, and just do that stuff. Boring. Bed's heating. We're at 47 degrees of 65, and I know I got to crank up the nozzle temperature after it starts because their base setting and their test prints are too slow or too low. Too slow. Oh, we can move this around better. You can see the iPad bracket I made. Printed in M3D, Matter 3D's new blue PLA that I got the other day. They're from them. And you are now listening to Caps Lock by Harris Heller from Streambeats via YouTube Music, because you get that free, so it works out well. Double free. I can't hear it because I haven't worked that out yet. Tried the other day and had like a ground loop problem, so gave up for a while. Bed is at temperature. We should start. We're not yet now. We're going to heat the nozzle to 195. As soon as it gets there, I will change it to like 225. It's cool down here. And I don't want to wake up to another plugged nozzle and chewed up filament. Enough for that on some of the others. Chewed up filament seems to be a trend lately. So hopefully this works, or at least only needs minor updating that won't end up being done on streams. But the next project I'm going to do is put that Gerbil board, Gerbil, it's fun to say, like gerbil with no vowels, the Gerbil board on the on that laser unit and see if we can get it to burn paper. Not burn a lot, just little bits. See how much it will do. If it burns paper and etches things, that's all I want it to do. I don't expect it to be strong enough to cut through anything other than paper. If I really need to cut out a stencil or anything in paper, I have a Cricut that does a really good job of that. So, probably quicker. I did find, though, that I'll have to use different software, of course, for that machine. Now that I've switched I've got the board to switch out of it. So I looked into Lightburn. I thought, why not just go with what seems to be popular? And I will gladly pay them their $40 if it works. But luckily I'm in a trial, and I hope it doesn't run out. Man, I hope it wasn't like a 1-week trial. I'll have to check that. But anyway, I don't think I've installed it down here yet. But it, I think it was a month trial. So we'll have to try that out and see if I can get it to do anything, get it to move first, and then if I can get it to trigger the laser. I'll have some more things to learn, but it should be fun. I hope it works. Maybe this weekend? Yeah, maybe this weekend I can do some work on the print room and get some of these printers put where they belong on the shelves again. Just when I decided that, well, it's sort of trying to print a couple millimeters in the air. Okay, let's under control, I think. Nope. Oop, not that many. I'm just going to let it run for a bit. I'll stop it eventually. But right now I just want to... Oh, that's not it. Tim? No. That's kind of silly. Yeah, it's making a mess. Where was the... Repair motion? Well, we don't have that. Why can you not do live Z? Well, that's kind of bullshit. The goop off of there before it comes one with the hot end. Best use of forceps ever. All right. Okay, 200's good. Oh man, I hope I didn't tell it to go higher than it can. Oh no, it's coming back to where I wanted it. It's kind of dangerous. Prepare. I don't want it to do bed leveling. So that's not where it is. That's why. It's under the control menu. Fix the notes over here. Here we go. Stupid thing. On the plus side, the BL Touch or 3D Touch thing is working. And that may be where it gets to for tonight because my patients are gone by this time of night. For fiddly things. I'm going to go watch their video, watch somebody else's video because this one has some issues. And see if I've blown the, like, why my Z isn't going back to where it should. I thought I locked it at minus 2.6, but think I'll go back and do it again. And I'm sure you can't do that now. It's almost like the Z-axis end stop over there is telling it it's 0. My brain says we should unplug that, but you know, what do I know? Unless the software just ignores the signal from it, or it's a fail-safe. But still, you're gonna count on the BL Touch. Count on the BL Touch. Okay, so if I do, just to test if it's disabled. Move it up. And then I'm going to tell it from 50 millimeters to move down to 20. And then I'm just going to manually hit the Z stop. Yeah, the Z stop's disabled. Because it should be stopping now if that was still in. And that's not even working, so that's the end of that. Hi there, John. How are you doing? You're here just in time. Everybody, we're just going to do the draw in a minute, and I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to have to go do some more research on what I've done wrong at the end here, but the good thing is the BL Touch works. 3D Touch works. Everybody, give you a couple more minutes now to put hashtag stickers in the chat. And when you do that, you become eligible. Yep, it's still counting people. There's only 4 people in there. You got 1 in 4 chance to win, man. So give you all a couple more. Yeah, I wish I had a lot of that. I've got a really tiny fraction of a Bitcoin. Like 0.0007 something. I don't know. Not a lot, anyways. Oh man, I got 2 rigs offline right now. I'm using one of them. I have 0.0077 blah 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 of a Bitcoin. So 7/1000th of a Bitcoin. Currently worth about $500 Canadian. Yeah, you already won. Hey, Stephen Poole, how are you? Thanks for joining in tonight. And you got in the draw. That's the main thing. Oh, man. 20 times on Dogecoin. That's good. Or as Breaks and Makes calls it, Doggy Coin. I don't understand that stuff. I'm just doing one of the simple things that seems to be going up every day a bit. Mining it for whoever. I don't even know what's going on with that, but it seems to go up about $6 or $7 a day that it gains. So I'm like, all right, I'll go with that. Over $500 in a couple of months of free. All it cost me is a little bit extra power, and I'm still calculating how much that is and see if it's really worthwhile. I've got a power kilowatt type thing on one of my machines upstairs, and seeing how many kilowatts a day it uses, and I'll put them on these. They haven't come in yet. Check it for a couple weeks and see if I'm making any money at all. But seeing as it's passive and I don't have to do anything, I'm kind of okay with it. If it, makes a little bit. And I thought I'd learned some stuff, but I haven't really spent the time to figure out what I should do with it. So, but theoretically, it's sitting in some digital wallet somewhere. I'll worry about it one day. It's not enough to worry about yet. When it gets up into the thousands, I'll spend more time worrying about it. Right now, I suspect that when I go to take it out, they'll have some wicked hellish fee that'll take away most of it. So that's how those things usually go for me. But all right, are we ready to do the draw? Let's share that screen. Giveaway tool. I'm realizing the other problem with this desk layout is I always have stuff between me when I'm trying to see on the big monitor down here that I can read. So okay, so here we go. 5 entries. I like that it gives me time to get back to the screen. And the winner is Stephen Poole. Congratulations, man. All right, reach out to me on Twitter or email or wherever and get me your address, and I will get those stickers in the mail to you, probably within the next few days. This week's kind of run away from me. I was kind of hoping to get there on Friday, but tomorrow may not work, but I'll try. So there you go, man. Just, hit me on Twitter or email. And I think my email's even in you're on YouTube. I think it's in the thing there too. So get a hold of me and get me your info. And thanks everybody for joining in again. And back to that camera. I don't want to listen to this thing anymore tonight. What would bring in like $100 a day? What would bring in $100 a day? Man, I really missed something. I don't know what a 17X is. I'm just running what's in this one, a 2060, I think. And I've got it on just the default. I'm not tweaking it or anything much because I want the machines to live. They make a bit of money, that's good, but I'm not trying to kill machines to run it. And 1050 Ti and a 1080, 1070, and something, I don't know. 3 of them anyways. If I knew more about it, I could probably do better. If I could have something that would crank out $100 a day, I'd be pretty happy. And if I could, anyways, whole other story. I need some education. yeah, don't calculate it. Okay. Oh, you had 17 of them. Oh, okay. So, okay, I know what it was. All right. Sorry. Wow. Yeah, that would mine well. I only have 3, but yeah, I need to learn some more to make it more profitable. But I don't want to stress any of them too much either. So I figured I would give this 2 or 3 months, see if it really makes anything or not, see how difficult it is to withdraw any of that or move it to somewhere else, and then decide what I was going to do. And we're over 2 months in, so I got to get my shit together soon and work on it. So anyways, thanks everybody for stopping in tonight and keeping me company and asking good questions and chatting with each other and all that. And got out of there. 17A, that's right. Yeah, that's one thing I do notice. In my office upstairs, I have one of the PCs that's in there that I don't use very often, except for video editing mostly. And the temperature does go up in there. I understand why Joel was using his to heat. He was making money to pay the gas bill and heating the place with the machine he was running for a while. The one down here doesn't matter because it's in a big room and it's in the basement. And then the other two are in former bedrooms upstairs, and they raise the heat a little bit. So that's the other thing. We're coming in the winter. I don't mind because it helps offset the heat a little bit. That's fine, even though it's only a little bit. Printers throw a lot of heat too down here. But once I kick on the air conditioning here and I'm paying to cool down to compensate, it may not be feasible at all anymore for me. Yep, that'll do it. Wow. Minus 20. And, wow. I don't know. When my office hits 80, I usually open up the sliding door and let some air in. But it's getting to the time of year where that's not going to work during the day anymore, only at night. So, yeah, we'll work it out. Anyways, thanks a lot, everybody, for stopping in and playing along in the home game. And thanks for entering the draw. And congratulations to tonight's winner. And we will see you all next time. Next time we'll probably be working on the laser. That's my next project I want to work on the desk here. I think tomorrow I'll maybe tinker with this a little bit and get that height thing worked out and see if I can get it to print something, but I'll do that off camera. And we'll be good to go. So thanks everybody for joining, and want to remind everybody to stay safe and remember to never let the machines win.